Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. Today I am doing an unboxing and initial review of my new Plum paper planner. I ordered this Plum paper planner, which I'll have a hard time saying throughout this video, on October 5th. It shipped out a few days later on October 8th, and it arrived on October 15th. So from designing the planner to when I received it, it was about 10 days. First, here on top is this watercolor postcard. It says Plum paper on it, personalized for you by you. And in the back, it has some information about their blog and some other accessories and a pattern of the month that they have there advertised. The paper comes with quite a bit of bubble wrap. Here we have some information about the cover material. It is water resistant, tear proof, rigid and sturdy. It says sample, try me. So this is kind of a thick, glossy cardstock. And this is the planner I designed. I'm gonna go ahead and get it out of its wrapper so we can take a look inside. It is definitely a glossy finish, which is why you can see the reflection of my ring light. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn that off and see if I could get you a better image of the front cover. All right, it's just a little bit darker here in the room, but this is the front cover that I chose. I chose a mini planner, so it's an A5 size. It is 5.8 by 8.3 inches. I chose to go with the 6-month version as opposed to the 12-month version, and that's because I wanted to have a certain amount of blank pages or page add-ons to this, which I'll show you as we go through it. So it is a 6-month planner. I did choose to have my own holiday and special events put into the planner, and I also chose to have 5 graph pages at the start of each month. So in total, I added 30 graph pages, and the cost was $48. For my cover, I chose this gray celestial theme, and I added this date band that goes across the bottom. I chose not to have an initial or a name or anything else in the center here, which is an additional customization. I just went with the year across the bottom, and since this one starts in November, it is the end of 2021 through 2022, so I chose to go with that customization. They do give you some optional color combinations that they think might go best with the gray background, but I chose to go with a pink and gray since that's one of my favorite color combinations. When you first open it up, you'll notice that there is this very hard plastic. That's the first page of the planner. After that, you'll have your customized cover. Alright, I turned my light back on just so that I can show you all of the details of each individual page. You have some options in terms of the color schemes that you can choose. You can't choose each individual color for each month, but you do have an option of 2 different color schemes. I went with the modern color scheme, and that's what you'll see here. The first page just says daily planner. There are a few options on the website, so there are monthly planners, weekly planners, and daily planners. All of them are fully customizable. I chose to go with a daily planner because I'm really looking for something to use at work, and I was interested in one of the layouts that they had. So I chose the A5 daily planner. It says personalized for you by you. It has the name of the company, and then it has a section for you to write your name. This planner belongs to. After that, you have a 2021 calendar that goes across 2 pages and a 2022 calendar that also goes across those 2 pages. Then there's special dates. It does start from January through December, so even though this is only a 6-month planner and it goes from November through April for me, it does have special dates for the entire 12 months of the year. It starts in January, ends in December. Then here you have a section for ideas, plans, and goals, and I do like that it is broken up into 4 different general color schemes. For me, I'm trying to use this as a quarterly or like 90-day planner. I know I'm a little bit off in terms of the quarters of the year, but there is a reason for that I'll be talking about in a video coming up in terms of how long I'll be in my current job. I'll be transitioning to a new job soon, so the quarters don't exactly fit with my plans, but this is one of the reasons why I wanted to try out a planner where I can pick the start date, because I really wanted something to help me focus for the next 6 months. So this has kind of a blue color scheme, a green, a blush, and a goldish, and it gives you 3 columns in each of those color schemes. So 12 columns in all, and then it has this suggestion up here, ideas, plans, or goals. That's it for all of the pre-populated pages. After that, we're going into our monthly or our daily pages for each individual month. So November is this kind of goldish color. It's very pretty. On that same monthly page, you have an overview of November. You have a place for birthdays and events, things to remember, 2 columns that do not have a label, and these 3 circles up here on top. Then you have a lined page. It says November on top. That's followed by the calendar, and that kind of goldish color scheme is going throughout all of these pages. Then we go into the individual daily pages. So this page can be customized on the Plum Planner website. I chose to go with very few labels, and that's because I am going to be flexible in how I utilize this planner. So the only thing I did was I wrote in top priorities here because I do want to have my top 3 priorities for the day, and because this is set up kind of like a bulleted list, I went ahead and labeled that to do. You do have an opportunity to label all of these other sections, but I chose to leave them blank because I have some thoughts on potential flexible ways to use all of the other sections within the planner. So I went ahead and just added as few labels as I felt like I could get away with, so I can have some structure but enough flexibility to utilize this planner however I saw fit, or however it becomes necessary moving forward in the next 6 months or so. So here you have the day of the week and the date and the month, and you have that goldish color scheme going through November. So it starts on the 1st, goes through the 30th. Then there is another sheet with another lined sheet. And then this was one of the add-ons that I decided to add on. And these are 5 double-sided graph pieces of paper. I prefer dot grid or graph when I'm writing at work, so that's why I added graph paper. Since the notebook that I do use to jot down really quick notes at work is a graph and not a dot grid, I chose to go with graph paper for this add-on. After those 5 pages of graph paper, starts December. December has this dusty blue color, and then again you have those sections for birthday events, things to remember, those 2 blank columns and the 3 circles up top. You'll have that lined sheet of paper followed by the calendar, and that is followed by the daily sheets. So that will continue on. I have January, February, March, and April. So the colors for February are kind of a teal color. Then there's a mint green for March and a blush pink for April. I really do love the color schemes that they chose for these months. Next, I added an entire section of graph paper here. So I have 30 sheets of graph paper. So again, this is to replace a notebook that I'm currently using to jot down very quick notes at work. I like to have everything in one place when it comes to work notes, so that's what I'm trying to do by getting this planner and adding on those 30 pages. And truth be told, my actual graph paper notebooks are about 30 pages, so this is like I'm carrying around an extra notebook with me. After my added 30 pages of graph paper, there is 2 dot grid pages in the back, and the dot grid and the graph are both a very light gray. After those 2 dot grid pages, there's a place for contacts, there's a place for passwords, there's a 2023 overview, and also a pocket. It's a 2-sided pocket here in the back. The back cover matches the front cover with that celestial design, and then you have another thick plastic covering that back cover. A little bit more about the paper that Plum Paper Planner uses. They use a proprietary Mohawk paper. So Mohawk is described as a family-owned business dedicated to paper used for fine art. I love Mohawk paper. I actually use Mohawk 28-pound paper in my printer. I love how smooth it is. It is also fairly fountain pen friendly. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a pen test on this guy and see how it holds up to some of my favorite pens. The paper held up pretty well. I don't see a lot of feathering. I see just a little bit maybe with the fountain pen. I've waited just a few seconds and I didn't have a problem with it smudging. So it does dry fairly quickly. And here's how it looks in the back. There is pretty much no ghosting, definitely no bleed through. Even the Sharpie, you have a little bit of ghosting, but not too much. The paper feels really smooth to the touch and it was really easy to write on. So overall, my impressions of the planner is that it's a really beautiful planner. I love the color scheme. I love how customizable it was. I love how much customization I was able to do within the planner. I like that I was able to pick my own color schemes for the cover and the design and to make those little tweaks. I also really like the modern color scheme that I chose for the inside months. So that gold, that blush pink, I really do like those muted colors. So it's colorful, but not too bright, not too in your face, not too intrusive. I love the paper quality, that it's nice, thick paper. It feels really substantial when you're writing in it and also when you're turning the pages. Something I struggle with is I love the layout of all of the Hobonichi planners, but I have a hard time rustling through that rice paper just because of how thin it is and how rough I can be with things sometimes. One of the things that I did notice about this planner is that it's a little hard to fold it all the way open around its coil. So I don't know if it's just going to take a little bit of breaking in the planner or if the coil is really not meant for the planner to be opened and folded onto itself. So that is something that I was struggling with just a little. Given the amount of customization that is afforded to you, it really is about how you choose to utilize the planner and if it's going to meet your specific needs. So for me, I think what I'd like to do is come back in a month or so and let you guys know how I've been using the planner and how it's worked out for me. My initial impressions are it's beautiful and high quality. I like the paper, I like the layout, and I think that it will meet my needs. If you're looking for a planner that's highly customizable, you can start it at any month that you'd like. You can add your own personal holidays, personal special events into the monthly overview, and you can also customize it with specialized sections. Not only did I have a section of graph paper, I also have pages dispersed within each month so that it can help me with my monthly planning. I have never ordered a Plum paper planner before, so I'm going to have fun over the next few months trying this out and seeing how it works for me, and I look forward to reporting back to you all in a few weeks. And that's it for my initial impressions of the Plum paper planner. Until next time, guys, make plans and prepare to modify.